Hello, hello, I'm Dalsu, back with a little bit more Banner Saga. We are continuing on, and we need to check these supplies. Onif leads you to an inconspicuous building. This is them, he says to the handful of guards inside who lower their weapons. In a concealed basement, you find an enormous store of food and sundries. Grab what you can, he mutters. Let's get out of here fast. The entire store of goods would take a long time to gather. You have each person in the caravan make a pass through and take what they can. Before too long, Onif has led you out of the city with his trusted fighters. You prepare to leave the city behind. I think that's probably a wise decision, don't you guys? We got a couple fighters, and we're ready to get out of here. Outside the walls, things are a mess. Dredge are everywhere. Fortunately, they're going around the hill on which Frostfeller sits, heading south, and show little interest in following as you crossed into the waste. Okay. You're finally free of the city. You find yourself facing new problems. You hope that whoever Ivor knows at Vermto is willing to help. So do I. Alright, so we're getting out of here. Finally. And it does look quite barren. Such beautiful art. I love how the things in the foreground are very detailed, and then you also have the background like kind of fading away. It's just lovely. A trail of blood leads to a clearing where you find a large wounded Varl. He is gnawing on his shield, okay, swearing at no one in particular and occasionally slamming his cudgel on the ground. If not for the heavy bleeding, you'd leave this one alone without a second thought. We can help if you want it. In a heartbeat, the Varl's on his feet, swinging his massive weapon. You jump clear as the cudgel smashes through the trunk of a tree. Your party scatters to avoid the falling timber. Once you recover, the Varl is long gone, leaving only another trail of blood which you decide against following this time. He probably was just a misunderstood gentle giant. That was a... Ooh, we got buzzards in the sky. The caravan is buzzing with worry. In the distance, someone has spotted a large number of dark figures following you. The Dredge, cries one woman. Something about it tells you they don't quite look like Dredge. Gods be damned, chokes Onif, standing on one of the carts to get a better view. Worse than Dredge, that's Ekil. Oh, it's the guy who I wronged. The news spreads out the clansmen like wildfire. Ekil, why would he, starts Odalif, unless he's after you, Onif. He's insane, interjects Onif, and unpredictable. That's a good number of fighters with him. Your mind races considering what to do. I could outpace him. I could dig in for a fight. I could lead a charge, which would keep him away from my caravan, or I could talk to him. I'd like to just talk to him. Although, if he is insane, you really can't talk to insane people. But I don't know if I just want to trust Onif, because everyone's definition of insane is different. Let's try talking to him. Onif and your allies leave the caravan at a determined pace. There doesn't need to be bloodshed, you shout as he approaches. Why, Rook, my good friend, he replies, throwing his axe to the ground. We come to parley, not to kill. Okay. So far, so good. Why would I believe a word you say? He's got that eye twitch, man. I don't trust that eye twitch. Rook, we were good friends. What happened? We were not good friends. You tried to kill us. Just go back to Frostfeller and leave us alone. Ah, Rook, it's your pretty girl. I'm glad nothing happened to her. With the Dredge, I mean. My friends, how could I forget everything you've done for me? Broke into my city, took my warriors, took my food, took one of my best men. How are you, Onif? Do they treat you well? Shove it up your ass, Ekil. If you came out here to kill me, let's get it over with. Nothing like that. You must think you know me, or people like me. What did Onif tell you? I'm crazy? I haven't survived because I'm crazy. Well, that's kind of what I thought. I did not have to be... I did what I had to be done to make it in Frostfeller. The only mistake I made was you. What kind of man are you, Rook? I'm the kind who will kill you if you try any bullshit. You look like an average man to me. A man worried about his daughter, maybe. Just making his way. But then, look behind you. How many people is that? They follow you, fight for you. Why? What kind of man are you? I'm nobody special. That's kind of a weak answer. I'm doing my best like everyone else is still pretty weak. I don't really want to be submissive to this guy in this kind of position. I'd like to be a little bit dominant over him because obviously this is some sort of a challenge, right? So I have to say something, even if it's not what I truly would say. I have to say something to him to try to, like, establish my dominance. So I think that I'm going to go with this. The kind who does what needs to be done. Then we have something in common, but unlike me, they gladly follow you. Well, you're kind of a dick, honestly, but sometimes being a dick is good. Who do these people think you are? You saved them. You're a hero. Maybe that's more important than who you really are. Well, that's kind of what I said, isn't it? What's your point, Echo? I'm your prisoner, Rook. Bind my hands. Frostveller is done. I can't survive there. Thanks to you, my good friends. You may not have to cut my throat, but you sentence us to death. I don't believe that's who you are. Is this some kind of apology? Sounds like it. You can't trust me, I know that. Take me and my men as prisoners if that's what it takes. Echo looks down at the ground, and the words come slowly to him. I'm not above begging. Okay, so we have the option to take him as prisoners. We can abandon them in the waste. We can ask Onef his opinion. We can kill him on the spot. Or we can let them join us. I'm kind of the type of guy that I would let them join us. Because, I mean, he's obviously honest. I don't think he's the type of person who is manipulative. Like, he's obviously kind of a dick, but not in a manipulative way, right? He did try to kill us back there. But I would probably try to kill someone too if they came to my town and tried to take all my warriors. Let's ask Onef his opinion. I'd be a hypocrite if I told you to leave them. Yeah, because we didn't leave him. I don't know, Rook. You don't know me. How could you trust my word any more than his? That's true. I'm behind whatever decision you make. Yeah, okay. I'm going to let him join us. We need fighters. You fight the dredge just like the rest of us. You fight for everyone now, not just yourselves. And if you even look the wrong way at a single man, woman, or child in this caravan, there will be no hesitation about killing you on the spot. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. You do us a greater honor than I had hoped, Rook. These people are right to follow you. Okay. You'll have no trouble from us. I may be reckless, but I pay my debts. The caravan eyes them suspiciously, but they try to fit in, following your orders. You expect to hear complaints about this. Things are definitely becoming complicated. Good. Okay, I'm quite pleased with that interaction. What I'm not looking forward to is these buzzards. There must be a big pile of corpses over here or something. There's another godstone with people. What are these people doing here? I like that music. I don't know if it's loud enough for you to hear. You find a surprising number of people camped out at the godstone. They've been here quite a while, ever since the sun stopped. Apparently, they think Radomir, the sun god, has come back, and they're worshipping him despite the bleak environment. Okay. So, all these people are worshipping the sun god, apparently. Interesting to note. They welcome the caravan, mingling and swapping stories with the others while you rest. They have almost nothing of value to trade, but their leader approaches and offers to let you join in their tribute. Now, I myself am not a religious man, and I tend to not trust religious people because they tend to have this like magical thinking that I don't like. So I'm probably going to politely decline, but I could decline and inspect the godstone, or I could just decline. And really, like, I know the game probably wants me to explore the whole religious aspect, but personally, if I'm just going by my gut, and I think that that is what the game wants me to do, if I was in this real situation and people were like, hey, check out our god and stuff, you know, I would just nod my head and kind of move on. So that's what I'm going to do. After some rest, you continue on. The sun god worshippers are keen to stay, so you pack your things and return to the road. What? That's a confusing little paragraph, but whatever. I mean, I'm sure there's a whole story behind the godstone that's very interesting, but I like to keep my distance from, like, fundamentally religious people. No offense to any of my religious viewers, but it's just hard to take religious people seriously sometimes because they believe in magic. which is okay. You know, I understand faith and all that. Anyway, several people have noticed black vultures circling above the caravan, taking advantage of the light snowfall. They pose no threat, but they have a visible impact on the mood of your clansmen. Yeah, buzzards are creepy as fuck. The next time you look back, Odalith is firing arrows into the air, which nearly tag the birds once or twice. Get lost, no dead down here, she shouts to nobody in particular. I could ask her what she's doing, I could let her get out her aggression, ask her to stop wasting arrows, or I could shoot vultures with her. I like that idea. I fucking hate vultures. First person to knock one out of the sky gets their wish granted, you announce. Several of the caravan give it a try, including Alette, enjoying the sport and turning around morale. It's no big surprise when one of Odalith's blue feathered arrows brings down a bird. That would have to be a pretty good shot. Those things fly high, man. You know, says Odalith, scanning the caravan, a lot of these women, they could do this. You can tell from the look in her eyes she's excited about the idea. Then I'm going to go start training them how to fight, says. Okay. So here's where I come against like a philosophical question, right? And personally, I don't like to get into my politics too much, but I really despise like feminism and in the insertion of like token strong women into video games, because I feel like, you know, there are a larger percentage of men who are gamers, and that's why games tend to be geared towards men, and that's fine. I don't think that that's a problem. But for them to like insert this into like a story that's about Viking fucking warriors and giants with horns fighting robot assassins, it just feels wrong to me. Like, you don't have to put this into everything. In the past, in Viking times, I know that it's popular to believe that there were like shield maidens. I've seen the History Channel's Vikings and how they inserted shield maidens into that, but it just wasn't the case. Like, women are just not warriors. They're just not. Like, it's physical more than anything. And personally, I don't really think that women should be warriors. I'm perhaps a little bit more traditional in that sense. You know, because men and women are vastly different, despite what people want to say. Anyway, I'm going off on like a long tangent here in the middle of a computer game, but I really think that that's a bad idea, and I'm just explaining why I think so. I know you could, you tell Odalith, but I don't think we should. I don't want to see women getting pulverized by Dredge because she cuts me off, but because she isn't a man, and she leaves. Okay, well, fuck her, you know? Sorry if I'm trying to protect you because your body mass index is a lot less than a male, you know. It's gender roles exist for a reason, and it doesn't mean that everyone has to fit into them. And if this particular woman wants to be a warrior, then fine, but don't try to like, you know, recruit all of our women folk into being shot at. The scout returns with a nearly frozen child. I almost stepped on her in the snow. Looks like she must have been running from something, he says. Patches of blue mottle her pale skin, but her chest rises and falls ever so slightly. Even just carrying her along could kill her in a state like this, says a woman. We could be in danger here, points out another. Okay, so we found a child, and she was running from something, but she's alive. Let's stop and look for other survivors. There's probably more people around if there's one girl. Not if she was out here by herself. 1 hour, you shout. Look for any other survivors. Healers, do what you can. A fire flares to life as you follow the scout's lead. Your search is fruitless, and you return to a fully settled camp. The healers still fuss with the girl's blankets, but it looks hopeful that she'll pull through. That's weird. Why would a girl be all the way out here by herself? Looks like we're coming to a little town there. Harsh words from one mother to another draw the attention of the entire caravan. My daughter marries Ragni or no one. That reed-thin tramp you call it daughter won't provide sons. The insulted mother bares her teeth, ready to attack. You know, I'm not one to get involved. You know, my character. Rook is the alpha, the top dog, the boss, the leader. And the leader cannot get involved in like petty squabbles. That's like the worst thing he can do. If he gets involved in these little petty things, then, I mean, petty relative to what's going on in the larger scope of the game. If the leader and the kind of boss man gets involved in this little drama, then it kind of like brings him down to their level, and you have to keep him kind of elevated. So I'm just going to let the argument play out on its own. You turn your back on the women, encouraging others to do the same. The shouting eventually dies down, but the unease persists. Okay, so morale might take a hit, yeah. We're about to actually camp, probably. I think we'll wait till we get to Wormtoe. No, you know what?
Wormtoe was never the kind of place
the narration
someone would build
started.
a town. Fittingly, the Varl living here aren't known for welcoming visitors with open arms.
The Varl find you before you see them, not surprising with this many people behind you. With weapons drawn, they demand to know why you're here, but back down when Ivor tells them he's come to see someone named Crummer. Well, I'll be damned. He kind of looks like Robert Duvall, if he was a horned giant. Crummer, it's been a long time. Yeah, it has. So what brings Yingavar to Wormtoe with his very own village of humans? Yingavar, is that like your nickname? Bad news, Dredge are coming down from the north. We barely made it this far. That is dire news. Come on, we have food. We'll discuss more in the mead house. I like that idea. As you follow the old Varl into their meager town, you catch him quietly saying, if it were anyone else. I've talked with the warriors here. I'll be honest with you. Half want to go north and find out what happened at Blotzbalker. Some think we should go to Grofheim instead. None of them are happy you're here. What do you think? If I had it my way, I'd stay here and let the dredge come. But you made this a problem, didn't you? We can't feed this many people for long, even if they don't eat much. This is a Varl town. Most of us take care of ourselves. You've got women, children. We could pitch in, make this place livable. It doesn't work like that. These Varl are here to get away from civilization, not make one. So they're like is this like a trapping camp? I thought this was like a serious city. It's Crummer's call. It won't be long before Dredge are here too. No, it won't. If there's one thing we should do, it's tell Jorundr what's going on. Who's Jorundr? Varl King. Well, as close as we have to one. Yingavar, where did you find these people? Stay here and rest, but once yours are ready to go, we do. I'm going to see off those who want to head north. But I'll join you to Grofheim. More travel? No, we've already come so far. Stop the pouting, girlie. Even if Jorundr won't listen to a tired little Varl like me, I have a feeling they'll pay attention to your friend Yingavar here. They'll listen to Ivor? Ah, hasn't he told you? Of course he hadn't. Do what you need to, but don't be long. So he's like probably a prince or something like that, and he hasn't told us. Okay, guys, I know it's quite a short episode, but we're going to go ahead and just stop it there. Because this game is very hard to find a stopping point in, so if I find anything around 20 minutes, I go ahead and stop. It was a good episode. A lot of hard decisions were made. We didn't do any fighting, actually, did we? But that's fine. I mean, I quite like the story aspect of this game. I'm getting into it. It's a little bit confusing, but overall, I have to say it's really engaging. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. Cheers!